Hello and welcome to day one of battling with anxiety. So the aim of me sharing this with you is to just give you the tips and tools that I have found useful to cope with anxiety, to move through it and to have it less and less present in my life. So the first step in making your way through is recognizing that you have anxiety in the first place. Now, quite often, if you've got anxiety, it can be a bit isolating, and sometimes people don't want to talk about it. I didn't want to admit that I was anxious for a very long time because I thought it was weakness. Didn't enjoy talking about it at all, and while this was going on in my head a lot of the time, I did not want to discuss that. So the first step is acknowledging that you have anxiety and just really accepting that you've got anxiety, knowing what that is. So anxiety is really overwhelming feeling. You are not anxiety itself, but you feel anxious, and it's a feeling that can be out of control if we think about it too much and if we let our energy follow that thought pattern. It's a really scary place to be. So just accepting that anxiety makes you feel fearful, you're worried, you possibly avoid different things, you can feel isolated and alone, you can feel very, very scared that something may happen. So often when we're anxious, we're really scared about something that we think is going to happen. It hasn't actually happened yet, but we're really anxious about whatever that thing is. It might be going out, it might be a health concern, it might be not doing things the way we thought. Many different things we can be anxious about, and it will be different for all of us. But the first thing that you can do, as simple as it may seem, and this is step one, and this video is going to be quite short, it's just acknowledging that you have got anxiety, noticing that, accepting it, and realizing how that feels for you. Maybe writing down how anxiety makes you feel. What goes on inside you when you feel anxious? What sort of things do you do when you're anxious? Do you try and fix it? Do you obsess about whatever the thing is until you try and find reasoning, essentially making it bigger and possibly worse? But the first thing to get through the anxious cycles and ways of being is to accept that you have got anxiety, to know that you're not on your own, to acknowledge that it's a really scary feeling and it's not going to last forever, but just acknowledge that you are anxious, and it's from this place that we can start moving through the next steps to make this less and less present in each day, just reducing that down so that you get more enjoyment and anxiety isn't taking over. So thank you for tuning in to step one. I'll be back tomorrow with step two, but if the only thing you do today is acknowledge how you're feeling with the anxiety, if you can, take that next step and just write it down how it makes you feel, and I will be back again tomorrow. Thank you for joining in and being here and taking the first step in acknowledging it's scary to feel the way you feel, but it's not going to last and you can get out of it. And I will see you for day two.